Okay, let's go. Let's actually get my puzzle rating a bit higher. No rapid game today, probably. This is the daily puzzle. I already did it. The point is that you need to trade queens, and this pawn is just one square faster than both of these two. And you promote with check is important. So you win. I already did it, don't worry about it. Okay, I can go here. So then we start a race who is faster. There's also the question, can I catch up? And the answer is no. Because if I go here, then not far enough to the left. So if I do this, I need to actually just run here. And that's not good enough. I mean, I'm forced to do this basically, to play this move, because otherwise, I mean, king there is always going to happen, going to be possible, unless I just go back after h4, and h5 I can just take. So the king moves somewhere, let's say here. So the position is this, and then I can give this check and go here. That should be very good, right? And this does force, well, it doesn't quite force this, I don't think. I think you can wait one move. But I don't see what you do with that move. Why does this not work? Yes. And I can't catch up. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. And oh, I'm just faster. So you do actually have to stop me. Let's say this, and then fair enough. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate. Okay, this looks great, winning all of the material. Not sure how I do it exactly, but like I take there, then one of these two pieces. Material balance, probably easier to just look at the game, honestly. We sacked a pawn. Not sure what's happening. We sacked the second pawn, a third pawn would we take back. So we're down 2 pawns. We're down 2 pawns. That was the easy check. So winning a piece is probably enough. Does it matter whether I take the rook first or no? Don't think so. But maybe this and you block. No. Oh, if I trade then take here, then you can block. And give that check and win the b pawn. Or the knight on b8. So I can't take first, so I have to do this to prevent bishop d3. And I might not even be able to take the knight. I think I actually have to take the bishop. So it wasn't that, it's this, that, this. Exactly. And there's no other setup. Yes. Oh, I didn't even see that I couldn't pass the d-file, but I saw that it lost a piece, so whatever. And in this variation you can't go here, clearly, because I just take with my rook. And if I don't take that rook, then they take me, and then I lose the knight again. So I have to also take the rook and the bishop. Yep, makes sense. I can take the rook, but then they promote. I can do this. But then the rook can move. And then I promote, take. This is blocked. I think that's unfortunately a draw. It might even be a loss, but I think it's a draw. I also looked at this check, but that's probably just terrible. Or this check, which is also not good. And no tempo, you just take the pawn or whatever, and that's probably just, maybe not. Something like this, you just push and threaten this. Okay, the last move was king d7, and before that rook moved to a good square. So I can play this now for the first time, which is probably why it's a puzzle here, if that's the solution. This, that. Promote, you might even be able to play that. No, that you can't. You absolutely can't. You have to take. I have a rook. Yeah, no, that. Wait, I actually have an extra bishop that I missed. Oh no, then it's completely winning. Oh, ho, ho, slow down. Can't allow this. Now I need to promote, right? Now that's fine. Oh, I see the point. I need to defend this. And I need to defend it here because of this move. This, and I can't. Actually I can, that's just fine. But this doesn't work now that I think about it, because the king goes here, and I have to give my rook for the pawn. So I need to play it there. I can play this now, or I can just wait. I don't need to do that, right? No, I do need to do that. That's a very long puzzle. And it's all forced. It's not difficult to find a lot of this, but and this rook versus pawn endgame is very winning because my king is too close. Okay. Back to a pawn endgame. So this is the move that makes the most sense to me, the most intuitive move you can possibly make. And there are a couple of moves that black can make. These two can't move, this one can't move. If this king moves, I win the f-pawn. So you can trade, but that's probably just losing for black because I also get that pawn and I'm not that much slower, right? Oh, I'll just use circles, maybe easier. Actually, I'm still faster, even. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Good enough. So these are stuck. So the only possible move you have to do anything is f6, and I just go back. Because then everything's stuck and I just win the f-pawn. Always. I think this is a way more interesting line, but and yeah, there are multiple easy wins here. I think this would be a better puzzle. Ah, king d7 is also a win. That doesn't help. Yeah, whatever. That was a discovered attack that just happened. They took a pawn. Materials equal, except that we're down 2 pawns. I can trade twice here, right? And then win the piece. Oh, they take here in between, after I take with the rook. But I can't take here. But that doesn't do anything then. I can also take here. Then they take here in between. And I'm up a piece. Oh, and if I take here, they take there is the point. Ah, okay. It is kind of difficult. Not trivial. Is this enough of a threat? No. But maybe if I sack my rook here first. And can you take the queen in that position? I think so. Hmm. My last move was this, though. Just looked at it, so I think it must have something to do with this rook. This is definitely the move I'm looking at. Actually, here I'm only down 2 pawns. But that's definitely not good enough. Right? But even though I get this check... No, that's nothing. There's also this threatening rook f8 sort of, but that doesn't actually work because of everything. Yeah, that's just I block, by the way, with the rook, and then it's just checkmate. And I lose this bishop, which is also kind of devastating. No. What if I take here? Threaten this. Threaten this. Where does the queen go from there? There's a rook there and a bishop there. So it can go here or here. And they can't take on f1 because then I have enough material. I'd have I'd be up a piece. And in both of those cases, let's see. In this case I can give this check because you can't sack because I give immediate checkmate. And I mean, this must be strictly suboptimal to go to c7 there in that line. And there I can go rook here maybe. I think that's the most likely plan. To just sack my queen here, take the bishop, and just threaten everything. Because the threat is stronger than the execution, remember? I think that's probably the best move. Check still forces here because you can't take because of material, and this. Oh, threatening that, which should just be game over. Yeah, okay. So this take here, take here. Yep. Nice. Okay, apparently the rook didn't really matter. It's just that the discovered attack doesn't work because I sacked the queen. And the counterplay is... Oh, I would have probably played the suboptimal move there. Maybe bishop. Maybe I would have played bishop e6. That's not a move I would have found, most likely. I would have played this probably. which would be losing. Oh, I need to defend. Okay, and then I would have found it. And then rook f7. Yeah, okay. Queen is just a piece, just one. I've seen something like this before. There's a pin, there's pressure. I think this knight is definitely important, and maybe also this line, but maybe only because it's check. And this is important, and this is important. Okay. This mug is so large I can barely see the screen if I drink. Okay. I can do this and attack the knight a second time, something like that, forces rook d1 again. And if I take twice with check both times, I get to the 7th rank. But I'm down 2 pawns, so that's probably not good enough. And this pawn just runs. A move like queen b6 is only an exchange sacrifice, because I just trade once, lose a full rook and win this knight. And there's actually nothing you can do about that. There's also lines of this, but that's probably not. No, that's definitely not it. Actually, is it? After this I just take with check, let's say it here, and then I take back. And in this case I have a rook and a bishop versus a queen, and the king must run forward. No, that's nothing. Or in this case I take here with my queen, and then I'm just down an exchange again. And if I take with the queen, then that's just nothing. It could also just be this or that. But it is natural to think about stuff like that. Okay, I've been reading this book by Kasparov. What's it called? Something like Life Imitates Chess, and he tells you about some principles that he uses to learn chess, and what you can apply from that in business or politics or whatever, because that's what he's doing. And one of the things he said is just break all conventions for a second, figure out just throw some random moves at the wall, and just see what sticks. So I'm just going to look through some silly moves that make no sense inherently. I just spotted, I was looking at this and I just thought, hey, maybe I can do that. Where can the knight go? Can't go. It can go here or here. Also, it's just defended, right? No, it's not. It's not sufficiently defended. But it is after this, but then I attack it again and pin, and that's dead. Yeah, that's very dead. Wait, is it? You can go here. Yeah, that is dead because I just take the knight and trade queens and win a piece. Okay, I was looking at this. But that's probably the worst version then of that. This is not a natural move for me because the rook here is under attack, but it does a lot of things. And the natural move is just to take here. Maybe here, but probably there. But so this is really a weird move for me. And let's say the knight moves either there or there. I mean, I can win this pawn, probably not interesting. I can give a check and get to the second rank. Maybe I shouldn't give the check. But it could just be this, that. And then the knight can return. Quick check. Yeah, it came from... There was never a way to get to the second rank, regardless. So I think this is a plan. And then the knight moves, and I go get to the second rank, or maybe give this check first. I think you have to go there. Oh, that's actually... You can't go there, so you have to go here. In this variation, you can also go to e2, of course. I also just saw this possibility, but I strongly doubt that that's something. Yeah, no, I think this is a plan. This knight e2, and then what? Honestly, it's probably just rook c2. Is that good enough, actually? I can also, in this position, give a check here. And if this, I might be able to infiltrate with my queen. No, I can't. Because of this, and then there's nothing. But... So in this line here, I mean, maybe just rook c2 again. Unclear whether this was good enough or not, but it's something. I'm just gonna play rook c4. Nope. I think the puzzle needed to go on for this long. Oh, because this is check in the end, you win a rook. I mean, this is the natural move. But I threw that out of the window for a bit, for no good reason apparently. Yeah, knight e2. And I saw rook c2. And this as well. Maybe I just overrated my position here. If I wasn't down 2 pawns, I'd play this for a win for sure. Okay. Okay, what I learned from that is never assume that grandmasters know what they're talking about. Sorry, world champions know what they're talking about. Always make your own plan. This pawn runs. And I don't see how to stop it from there. There is this check. And that. Okay. That's how to stop it. Oh, there's also that. Oh, that's nice. To prevent everything. If you take my pawn promotes, and if you take the pawn, that's a deflection, so I take the rook. And this, you can't give this check, and if the rook moves something somewhere, actually the rook should probably go there then. I can push the pawn, you're forced to go here, and then I go there. Yeah. This wins. Oh, the pawn goes the other way. Ugh. So the rook is just defended. Okay. Threatening an exchange. I can easily just take. Can I trap the queen there? No, right? But I can do this, maybe. Or that. Actually, I should do it that way. And then nothing. Also, you can just take because I missed this knight. So you can just take here. Maybe that's actually fine. So let's do this. Take with the bishop, take here, take with the knight. You're really just forced to take. And I can do that. Threatening the everything, and you can't defend all of it at the same time. No, you can defend that at all of that at the same time. That's annoying, because the knight is gone. There's also something in this direction maybe, but my queen is too boxed in. I think this is a good plan though. Maybe I should play this or that, or I can do that as well. Maybe then you can take. Or I go here and there. Probably not. Also I can go there with the queen. There's also this. Because it kind of pins the it attacks the queen and kind of pins the knight. It's a discovered attack on the knight. So, and this, of course, you win the queen. And on something else, you pretty much always win the knight, right? The queen can't actually defend. Interesting. This wins a piece still, and this gets trapped. Actually, this trades everything off. And I attack here, and this knight gets trapped in the end. And if I do this, we're equal, and this knight still gets trapped. But my knight gets trapped as well. So I need to take with the queen first. Yep. I have opposition. So if I get everything stuck, the king is forced to move away. And if I trade, then I have to move away, which means that the king can go here, and I'm kind of in trouble. So I should push. And push here, probably. Maybe, no, I can't block the opponent's king again from going to d4. So push here. And I only have two possible moves, taking or pushing. I can go here, but that's just, it doesn't lose immediately because my king is close enough. But it loses fast enough. Because this pawn is quite fast. And I don't have a passed pawn. So I should push. And push here. That's the only play I have. And take back. And oh, this is good enough, actually, because I promote with check in the end. So I should prevent my opponent from going there. I can also go here, or actually here. Do something like that. But that's also winning, right? Yeah, that's very winning, going here. Maybe the point is that you can go there or something, and I need to run and you can actually stop me. No, that's still winning. And if I go here, Oh wait, they do actually promote, but I just promote with check. So they promote and I promote with check, and that's not winning. Because there's no skewer anywhere on the F file, because the king can just run that direction. It is a perpetual though. So I have to go here. And run here. Yep. And now it's everything's winning basically. And this is the line I saw. Basically all of it in advance. It says a6. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense as well. Because you make 2 queens, and 2 queens are really fast in giving checkmate. Let's see if I can build the setup. Yeah, like that. If they have 2 squares in between 2 queens, then this is a checkmate pattern that you can just build. Yeah. Okay. We're doing a kingside attack, and we just sacked a full piece. I can take the pawn, but then anything can happen. I can also give this check. Sorry. This check. And if this is immediate checkmate. And if here I can lure the king forward, and then this is checkmate. Recount. Knight, bishop, 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 pawn. Yes. No blocks here. So it is just mate in 3 with a queen sack. Okay. Next puzzle. This is very interesting to me. There's an extra rook here, which I'm not sure why it's there, but it can easily be kind of active. The bishop is attacked twice, defended thrice. So even though I saw that this forcefully adds another attacker, that's not good enough. Or either it adds another attacker or it removes a defender. But that's just nothing. Also, where does the opponent's queen go? Here, here, here. Nothing special. I can attack this knight. They can just defend. They might even be able to run to here or something. But I think I just sack here then in that line. Oh, that's not good. I can also go there. In which case I'm not sure I have anything still. But it is good. I can also sack once or something. Or like that maybe. His rook is also kind of weird. I was looking at this, which also attacks the rook. And this does do something, I'm fairly certain. King goes there, and then I win this rook. At least. Maybe I need to add this to the line. That's all fine. So defense is the only solution, or this. But king b6 can't be good because of rook b4. Or maybe I should do take, rook b4. So this, take here, and on rook takes I play rook b4, and on knight takes I get to here, which gives me the same point. No, not the same point. Because the knight isn't actually pinned. But I can do take, and then that, and I win the rook in the end. In which case materials equal again. Because we're down an exchange. And we only won an exchange. We're also down an extra pawn, so we'd be down a pawn in that position in the end. Okay. But I think queen a3 is definitely a good plan. G3 prevents back rank issues, so taking here is now an option, meaning that this might just be a good move still. Or something that requires me to sack at some point. There was also that defense, but then I just pin, and this is just game over. Oh, that's also an issue here, right? Maybe not. Maybe not as much. But I think here I just sack and then play rook b4 or something. The point was this, right? Or maybe I just take here. No, that only wins a piece. Actually, this also only wins a piece. In theory, even, only. Oh, there's also that. No. No, there isn't. My plan was this. In this line. But I'm afraid that might not be good enough. And also try that. With this point. Do I see the line? I mean, there's so many options for black in this position, but this is the only way to defend. But losing a piece is not the end of the world. I think the secondary plan of this queen e7 might just be what's necessary, and on this I go here or something. And check king g2. The only check with the queen is e4, which I can take. I think it should... Okay, it's good. Neither of my moves were the solution. That's weird to me. What? Ah, okay, yeah. That's fair enough. Okay, couple more. There's this pin. King is kind of under attack, but there's no check. Except if I take here, then I just immediately lose, I think. Actually, that might win a piece, but we're down an exchange, so that's questionable. So the line is this, take, bishop e6. And there's no way to defend the bishop, or give a check, or tempo something. So this could be a solution. There's also maybe something like that. But then this or this doesn't work either. I think it should be f5. There's no other alternative, right? There's no attack here or anything stupid. There's no rook sack and trap the queen or anything. Right. I want to sack the rook. It's probably terrible, but it's intuitively I want to do it. But it's it's just nothing. There's nothing concrete there. Also here rook takes. I get bishop e6, which is good enough for something. And then maybe that as well. I thought this was not good enough, but maybe it is. Who that? Yeah. Nice in between move. Why did I think this wouldn't work? Not sure. At least I got to 2400 again. That's something we gained today, so far. But in what's I'm probably planning on going for another 7 minutes, I can still screw this up and get back to what was 2360 or something, which was the start. I can still get there. Okay. We're doing a kingside attack, with this queen being quite active. This pawn is defending this checkmate. There are f4 possibilities. There's also this discovered attack, which is defended, so you can do take here, and then I get this check maybe. And win a piece back at least. I don't hate this as a plan, but I also don't hate this. And on take I get this in between maybe. Probably not. Hmm. If this wasn't checked, then it would be immediately game over. Hmm. Concretely, let's see if I can make this work. Check. King is forced to go up. F4, threatening this with my queen. The bishop is pinned, so it can't take. And the queen, and this is the main. I also attack the queen, and I attack here. Can try this, but then I can have this check again. That seems good. It's less concrete than I would have hoped, but I can get to here with a rook and a queen on this file and the king here. And this bishop is still pinned, the queen is here, there's a pawn there. Maybe I don't even play the rook there, by the way. Oh, in that position I can go here as well. But maybe rook there first and then this. There must be a win there, right? Oh, you can't go there. So it's here in the end. Yeah, okay, that is winning. Oh, you take with the pawn. I did not look at that. But that should be the same, right? I sure hope it is. I assumed queen takes was the most obvious move to defend, but maybe this is better. And there's no other plan, right? Oh, I can do this. No. And there's no check, and there's no defense. Pain. And then you take the rook in the end. Yeah, it makes sense that taking here is good, and in this line you go here and there. In this line you have to find rook d1 apparently, and in this line it's still rook d1 or rook e1 and queen d1 as well. I mean f4 is -2. Check. Basically saw most of this. Not the direct win, of course, but yeah, and on f4 and you don't take, On bishop takes I take here, of course, and if you don't take, then it's game over. Because of rook g6. I did see this line, that this is checkmate. Because of queen f5 and g4. And this, okay. Missed a bit of that, but it's close enough. Okay, we're at an hour. I think that's good enough. I don't want to make it too long because I think nobody cares. Regardless, I don't really care if anyone cares, but I like number go up, and if I see 30 views, I'm happy. That's a large number for me. So yeah, an hour is a good rate if people want to see more or less. I think less is more popular. I think, but it's I don't want to do too little. Unclear. That's an unclear plan, and it really just depends on the audience you want. But I'll keep it as an hour for now. We'll see. Maybe next time I'll do something different.